Hi, I'm Dan Warwood with Internetwork Consulting, and today we'll be going over INC Service. INC Service isn't just a time clock program. With it, you're able to manage employees, security, create objectives, manage time, review and assign billable work, and take care of payroll. Let's get started with INC Service. After typing in my username and password, just simply need to click Login. Upon opening, you'll notice that there's two windows. The first is the main window, which allows the user to access settings, lists, and activities. The second window is the time tracker window, which is the main window where employees can manage their time and objectives. Let's go ahead and focus in on the main window, and we'll come back to the time tracker window. If we click on System, here an administrator can edit users, manage groups, securables, which is any of the settings that allows a user to change settings inside the program, and other program settings. Let's go ahead and move on to lists. Now, the great thing about INC Service is its integration with the Sage 50 program. If we want to define an employee, we first need to set up a user, which we have done. If we wanted to add a new employee, we select a user that we've already defined, such as me, and then because of the Sage 50 integration, we're able to immediately select the employee as defined in Sage 50. This makes payroll a lot simpler. Now, I've already been created in the system, so I'm not going to save it, but if we wanted to create a new employee, we would click Save. Let's go ahead and focus in on the time tracker window now. When an employee first logs in, they're given this time tracker window where they can clock in and clock out. When an employee logs their time, they must select an objective, whether it be for their own personal company or if they are doing client work for another company. If they need to define a new objective, because it is not in this list, they just need to hit this Add button. Here they're able to create an objective, define what customer it belongs to, give a title and a brief description so that when we go back over the time logs in the future, we know what we were doing in the past. Here in description, we can give a better description, more specifically what we were doing that hour towards that objective. Another great feature of INC Service is this Windows Tracking tab. If we open it up, you'll notice that it's keeping log of what programs we've had within this time log. Oftentimes we forget what we've had open, what we've been working on, especially if it's a long time log. We can scroll through and see what programs and applications we have so that when we go back to write in our description or selecting objective, we can be more accurate. Finally, when you're ready to clock out, you merely hit End. What this will do is you'll notice up here we have a start and stop time. When you first start your clock, the start and stop time are the same. End will set the stop time to the current time. If the user clicks Save, it does not stop their time under the current objective, but just merely saves the objective as well as the description so that the user can later end it. One key benefit of INC Service is the ability to quickly determine if everything has been invoiced. So for example, if we go into time, this is time that's already been logged. And we can sort this by employee, and we want to make sure everything's being invoiced. Let's put this just to previous date so we can see what all has not been invoiced. So most of this, as you can see, has been done for Internetwork Consulting, but we do have a few customers that it's showing we haven't invoiced for. So we can quickly create an invoice, for example, this customer, by opening up the Invoice tab, and we can add. Now I was the employee, the customer, select the customer, and then we select location. And here's the customer, we select it and we add it to the time we want to be able to invoice. Now if we return back to the Invoice tab, it appears here. We can select what kind of item it was. In this case it was labor. And then once we click Save, we're able to export this into a CSV file, which then can be opened up into Sage 50 and turned into an actual invoice, saving us a lot of time because it's actually already invoiced and created exactly how we need it to be formatted. Last but not least is Payroll. If we go into Lists and then Payroll, here we can see a lot of the payroll weeks that we've had over the last few months. As you can see, we have one that started on 6/22 and ended on 6/28, pretty close to 40 hours. Let's go ahead and open up that one. Here we can see if we organize it by dates, the hours that I was able to punch. You'll notice that we have billable hours and non-billable hours. This is for businesses that have work that they do for other clients that they need to credit it towards. And then non-billable hours, this is just in-office work that I've done for our own company. And it adds them up separately. That won't always be applicable, but for us it is quite critical. Once you have finished verifying that these hours are correct, simply click on Print. It'll bring up a browser window where you can print out your timesheet, which you can then hand to the employee or enter into Sage 50 directly. Thanks for joining us. That was just a basic overview of INC service. If you'd like to see more or if you have any questions, go ahead and give us a call or visit us at our website at www.internetworkconsulting.net.